Hello everyone and welcome to my review of One Piece chapter 1020. This chapter was dope, action-packed, and brought some cool lore that I'll speak on later. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe while you're here. It only takes a few seconds and it makes a tremendous difference. The chapter starts with Yamato and Kaido bantering back and forth before Kaido says the mythical dog fruit. Then he mentions that it's a valuable fruit and that it's the guardian of Wano, and it's unfortunate that it fell into the hands of someone that dare call themselves Odin, and says how Yamato should be fighting for his side. This puts into perspective how he really feels about Yamato calling himself Odin. Maybe his mindset is, why would you want to mock someone who failed so badly to achieve his goal? Now everyone else is bringing up this Oguchi no Makami, but I want to bring up something different because I feel like it has a lot of similarities to Yamato and just the story of Wano in general. And that is the Shisha. The story of the Shisha is about a village who is terrorized by a sea dragon, aka Kaido, and they all come together to send a little boy with a figurine of a Shisha to hold up to the dragon in hopes of killing it. And by a miracle, aka whoever's gonna go or defeat Kaido, the dragon dies. And in present day, they build statues of the Shisha to put in front of their homes, one to bring good luck and the other one to protect them from evil. And after the battle of Kaido versus whoever the Dawn is over, the citizens of Wano may see Luffy, Zoro, Momonosuke, and or Yamato as their savior. And looking back at previous arcs such as Dressrosa and many others, the idea of citizens building a statue for a certain character isn't a foreign idea to Oda. So there's a possibility that this tale can come full swing with a statue built of one of the four characters I named. Now just to note, this is Chinese mythology, but it has some similarities to Wano and Yamato's fruit, so I had to just throw it in just in case if anybody wants to explore it or anybody is interested. Back to the chapter, we see Kaido saying to Yamato how he wants him to take control of Orochi's spot in Wano. It seems he hasn't let go of this idea of Yamato being the shogun since he first said it. It also probably means that he doesn't have the intentions of killing her. Now I can see this changing if Yamato is too much of an annoyance to Kaido. I can see him trying to kill her on a whim, even though I don't think she's that strong to push him that much. Are you serious? That's not to say she isn't strong. I was actually discussing with my homie a day ago when the chapter dropped, and we were saying how Yamato could possibly be top 3 strongest in the alliance. I don't think that's a crazy take. I would say at the very least she's stronger than Luffy when he first came up to the roof. Right now, since he's grown, he's obviously, I think, stronger. So I think she's either number 2 or number 3 in the alliance right now. For me anyways. Now this is really cool as they actually class their respective breath attacks, Kaido's Borg Breath and Yamato's Namuji Hyoga. And once the dust settles, it seems that they were equal in that regard. Oda clearly betraying how Yamato is really strong, but still no match, showing him with bruises and scratches already. Then we see Kaido saying, "Don't push your luck." Like, yo, you're my son, pack it up, or I'm gonna pack it up for you, feel me? We then cut to Robin and her fight, and I'm glad Robin didn't fall for that because it's the most obvious thing ever. But she sees Professor Clover, her mom, and Saul. This is interesting, and I was confused at first because how would she know about Robin's past? It's plausible because although it is history that's been erased to anyone to find, it is history nonetheless and can be found. But Brooke states he also had the illusions, and there's absolutely no way she would know what happened on a remote pirate ship. So I think for now, it's safe to say that Black Maria's power isn't based off what she knows or what the person she's using it knows, and it honestly might be some type of projection power. Then we get this really cool moment with Brooke where he uses his cold soul, which is hilarious because he's like, yo, Robin, hold me just for a second, and he uses it to freeze Black Maria's attack and the ground so Robin can land on it. And I'm like, dog, that is so cool. And I think this is a pretty cool moment for Robin to understand just how much it means for Sanji to trust her this much. You see in a whole cake where he's trying to do everything by himself. Then early in the story, he tells Usopp that other people can help you with your weaknesses. I'm pretty happy all around about Robin's fight so far and everything we've gotten. Since we haven't gotten a Robin fight since Skypiea, a 1-on-1 at least. It's only the beginning though, but if it compares to Jinbei's or Frankie's fight so far, I know I'll be pleased. As she uses her Gigante Fleur, we cut to Tokage Port where Luffy the meat muncher is over here trying to recover with food, but it just isn't enough. Shinobu and Momonosuke is here and oh my god, Luffy is moving like MJ over here, saying you can cry when you flop me up there to Kaido. Then we get our annual appearance of Caribou, and I honestly don't know what his role in the story is at this point. He obviously withholds some type of information about Poseidon and everything, and it seemed like he was going to try to either sell it to Kaido or tell Kaido and Big Mom about it. But this chapter, he's saying if Luffy doesn't pull this off, I'll never get to leave this country. Or at least I'm assuming he's talking about Luffy. You could also go with the perspective of him talking about Kaido. If Kaido loses, the Marines will pull up, meaning he will get captured most likely and never get to escape the island. But me personally, I'm on the boat of the first argument. I do think something is happening with him. I don't think Oda is keeping him in the story for no reason. I feel like he's going to be one of those characters that have a big impact on something. He just seems like a pretty sneaky character, so the possibility of him actually hearing more information off screen is pretty high. But this is a pretty good chapter, and from how the recent chapters have been going on, I don't know honestly what to expect. There's so much new information, so many new plot holes and fights starting up that I honestly do not know what's going to happen. But there are a few things that I would like to see next chapter. The first one I'm going to say is, what is Zoro up to? Where is he putting his mind to? I'm still betting on him going up to the roof with Luffy and Yamato to finish the fight, but some people are saying he's going to let Marco go up to the roof and fight King, which I personally do not think is going to happen, but many people do believe that. The second one is, what is going on with Sanji and Queen? I honestly think this could be the last Straw Hat fight touched on, because it started after Jinbei's fight, and it is a bigger fight than Robin or Frankie's, so it makes sense that Oda would save it for last. I also want to know the connection between King and Judge, what their history was, because it's pretty interesting that it was only touched on once, and many points in the story, it looked like they weren't going to fight, it looked like Sanji was going somewhere else, but he finally ended up in front of Queen. And speaking of Beast Pirates, I want to know what Jack and King are up to, how Marco's fight is going, and if anything's going to be revealed with King yet. And of course, the big moment, the big fight, Kaido versus whoever is going to fight him. Oda has done a pretty good job of at least putting a couple panels in each chapter of what's happening during the fight, so I feel like we can expect that most of the time. And with that, this is my review of chapter 1020 of One Piece. Please subscribe and like if you enjoyed, and comment your thoughts down below. Until next time, peace.